All right. Well, it's been a hell of a conversation as I anticipated, and we could probably go on all day. But I want to close out by asking each one of you, what have you taken away from your personal dating experiences thus far, good or bad? You know, if it's optimism or lack thereof, what have you taken away from it?
I've taken away that I don't want to date. I don't like it. I'm definitely going to take a break. Because it's just overwhelming. Like we were talking earlier, I get really attached to people, especially, you know, when I feel like we had so many of the core values in common. Like we both wanted the same things. We had the same like viewpoints in life. We both don't want kids, blah, 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 blah. All these core values that are extremely important. And we enjoyed each other, like time with each other. I mean, I had no idea. So I'm like, wow. If I thought this was good, how am I going to know next time around if it's good, bad, or indifferent? I don't know. Because this was, in my mind, good.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm going to take a break. That's dating.
You feel like you've lost trust in yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
And it's hard. Because that was like my first experience because I had ended a long-term relationship of 6 years. And I gave myself time to like put myself out there again, and he led me to believe that it would be okay to drop my guard. And when I did that, he was like, oh, no, just kidding. Yeah. And so that I find to be very difficult. Like, okay, well, is this going to be normal because people just run? I don't know. I think dating is very difficult.
So it's been
stressful.
It's left a big question mark for you. Well,
yes.
I hope that I hope and I believe that in time that fear of dating again will kind of fade.
Yeah.
It will. To be honest, as you become more lonely.
Right?
Like, it just happens that way. Like, it just happens that way.
Somebody play Akon.
Eventually, you're just like, I don't feel like being by myself. Like,
well, that's why I decided to online date, because I'm sitting here, we've got the Rona going on. I've been, alone for a year in my house, working from home, seeing nobody. I'm like, that's why I decided to online date, because I'm like, how am I going to meet someone? I've got the same group of friends that I know the same groups of people, and they've all got the same, they're all married or, whatever. And so I'm like, I'm going to put myself out there and try something different. And, I thought, like, I hit the jackpot, and I did not.
It's all right. You'll hit it one day. That was just an arcade game.
You won.
That wasn't the real casino.
You won.
Janine, how about you?
I mean, honestly, like, I'm really thankful for it. I wouldn't have thought this way if you would have asked me, like, maybe even, like, a couple days ago. Or maybe not. I don't know. I think for me...
the chronic mind changer. That's Janine.
It is. But it's only because I think I was also in a long-term relationship for about 5 years almost. So I became, single a little bit before Rona. And I definitely was in a different headspace. I did want, I wanted to have a family one day. I wanted to get married one day. Those were things that I felt were just things that I wanted. And because I started doing the online dating app, what it's really taught me is like, expectations kill a lot of my joys. And I keep saying that over and over again because I think some days I believe it and other days I try to just, remind myself that it's just out of my control. It's that control factor of like, I thought I was doing the right things. I went to the right schools. I got the right, I tried working my butt off to get the right job and, put myself in the right area. And, sometimes the rug can get pulled under you and you have no idea. And so the online dating, I've been able to meet some really great people, some people that I would have never, I think for me, it taught me more about myself than I anticipated it to. I think the first time, specifically, I can think of all the people that I've dated and I can genuinely say they taught me something. And I think that's probably my biggest, I'm so grateful for it because whether it's something that I learned to trust my intuition because we like to sometimes, whatever we ignore in the beginning of a relationship only manifest later, because, and I think that's something for me. Dating has been like a month or two. And I've been able to really sit with it and like analyze it and be able to date people like from different cultures, different like cities, different whatever you want to call it. And I would have never had the courage to do that if it wasn't for the apps. You know what I'm saying? I think like, again, I think
Edgerton, get you a brother, man. We're gonna take care
Oh.
of you.
no,
Okay,
and
I'll get y'all a brother.
no, and I feel like it's something that
We got soul.
it's just a day. It's a day-to-day thing. Like I have downloaded and deleted the apps like 3 to 4 times, and not just.
Same. I've already mine's on pause already.
Yes, like
Yep.
I downloaded on Monday, and I was like, "Why did I do this? What am I doing?" Like I had genuinely said, and every time, like I'm just gonna focus on myself, and this is what I'm gonna do. Like I'm like, I'm finishing up grad school. Like I don't have time. Blah 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 blah. But then sometimes you sit and you wonder. Like I just had a birthday that passed up, and that got me to really spin in my thoughts. And I was like, you know what? Everyone taught me something, so why not? Why not just be open to the idea that eventually it'll come, and if it doesn't, then like make peace with it. And it's really hard to say without like wanting to like I say all these things, and I'm really trying to just get to a healthy space. But ergo, I think I'm thankful for the apps.
It's a double-edged sword.
It is, because I have too. I think I have learned to become vulnerable again. I think in the beginning of the apps, I was like, I went in with the mindset like, it's okay. We're just gonna get.
I
to
think
know
that's
each
the
other.
most important thing for women, at least. Be vulnerable. Well, I think men should be vulnerable too.
Yes, agreed.
But
I think women
But
are less
for women-
vulnerable now, though.
women are
Yeah.
less vulnerable now, and it causes it builds this barrier between men and women. It makes it harder to date. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Plus, get exclusive and behind-the-scenes footage by subscribing on Patreon. We also appreciate all donations, so if you would like to support, please don't hesitate to hit that Cash App in the description below.